Thank you, Amir. Hi, everyone. My name is Federico. I'm connecting from Germany. I head entertainment industries for SAP, and I'm honored to be here with all of you. Looking forward to learn and exchange ideas with you guys, so please be open. I prepared a presentation about the eSports boom. We are going to understand what is the eSports ecosystem, and we are going to see some successful and unsuccessful cases in sports and eSports convergence. So let me start with these three pictures. Those are eSports arenas. I will bet that anyone in sports will give a hand, will give a finger to have the arena feel like every eSports event in the last year. The reason is this is a rising industry, catching the attention of many millennials, and there is no event with no sold out tickets almost. So we should pay attention to this eSports industry, and I will explain you why. Basically, to define eSports first, for those who are not familiar with video gaming, is organized human versus human video game competitions. We are not talking people playing against artificial intelligence, despite the fact that some games introduce some artificial intelligence stuff into the game. The idea of eSports competition is human versus human. Normally, team versus team, team of 5. Each side is the most common, but there is also individual games. Why eSports are here and they are big? Well, basically because the figures. There is 38% year-to-year growth, $2.2 billion US in 2022. So we are seeing a rise of the industry in every segment of it. There is almost 400 million global viewers, and 50% are hardcore, 70% male, 13 to 40 years old, ABC1 segment. When you see such numbers, every brand is looking after sponsoring because it's the appetite of the market for this segment of the society is very high. The most important thing is also what the eSports fans are thinking about. 53% already consider that eSports is an sport at the same level than American football, soccer, basketball, and so on. 71% believe that eSports is going to be mainstream in the future. And 35% of them already attend live sports, like their favorite city team on basketball or soccer in Europe. And 60% watches on TV. So there is an overlapping between the eSports fan and the sports fan that the clubs show address. This is very important. It's not a different market that is going to cannibalize your business. I strongly believe that this is complementary and will help you to deliver a better message to your community. So let's have a look to the stakeholders. We have the fans, obviously, and we start with the publishers. For the sake of this presentation, I made it very simple with only one game, which is Counter-Strike, one of the most popular. And Valve is the company behind Counter-Strike, programming it and commercializing the game. They control all the factors inside, like the FIFA controls the football, okay? And the NBA controls the NBA competitions. So Valve is the organizer of the Counter-Strike and the development of this ecosystem. Oops, sorry. We also have competitions and teams. Competitions, as an example, in this case, ESL 1 is one of the most popular across the globe. ESL is a private company based in Germany. And teams, there is, I would say, hundreds of great teams, actually. This one is Natus Vincere, one of the most popular and famous ones, actually, on Counter-Strike. You will be surprised that they have 2.5 million subscribers on YouTube. They are paying millions to his best player, which is Simple. Simple is a 20-year-old guy. You can compare him to, let's say, Mbappé from France on Counter-Strike. He's earning more than $1 million a year on salary, and he trains every day 12 hours on Counter-Strike. Finally, we have platforms to watch the competition. Some people attend to the stadium, but eSports runs 24 hours, 7 days a week, because there is so many teams, it's so global that the most common way to follow the sport is to watch it on a platform like Twitch, which is the #1. More than 80% of the broadcastings are going into Twitch, which is owned by Amazon, by the way. And in the case of Counter-Strike and ESL, the official broadcaster partner is Facebook since this year. So the broadcasting rights are also becoming a topic in this world. Finally, because all of this is rising, we have brands. The 4 brands on top, Intel, Betway, Vodafone, and DHL, were a couple of the ones that sponsored the last Counter-Strike competition in Cologne, Germany, last month, organized by the ESL. I hope this infographic is as simple as possible. I try to draft every stakeholder, and please keep it and drop any questions later on. This is Natus Vincere homepage, one of the teams, one of the most popular ones. Look at the figures from different social networks down there. 1.8 followers on Facebook. VK, which is a Russian social network, 500. YouTube, 2 million. 1 million in Steam. 500K on Twitter, and so on. And I'm talking about a team which is focused in Russia. I'm not talking a team from Korea or Asia with big numbers on eSports, or even the US, which is a great market and very large. We're talking about, let's say, a region which is not #1, and they get this impact. And the reason for that is because they are natively digital. They know how to marketize their product and to address their customers with their fans. Look at their sponsors. They have HyperX as an example. They manufacture IT. GGBet is a betting company. Monster energy drink, Twitch, and so on. So I'm pretty sure that if we follow some guidelines from this webinar on your clubs, you will be able to attract new sponsoring and open new channels through your fans. So let's see some do's. Involve the clubs on eSports, but properly, okay? This is very important. I will show a successful story from a very small team, SD Eibar from Spain. They are based in the Basque Country. They play La Liga. The city has minus 30,000 people, so very small city in the Basque Country, and the stadium capacity is 7K. So I'm talking a lower team from La Liga. They created SD Eibar eSports as a new department, introduced the brand into 4 games: Rocket League, Clash Royale, League of Legends, and FIFA 2018. They created a player draft competition in the city. People is going to attend in August the stadium to participate on such games and try to be drafted as the official player or one of the official players for such leagues. And they are converging this with the traditional sports, which is football. As an example, they signed this eSports player, Gambito, and in the presentation they did the same that they do with professional football players, accompanied by the captain of the first team, which we are seeing here, Mr. Garcia. They made him play against Gambito in football in the PlayStation, and they promoted this on social media. They got around 4K viewers only for this game. 4K viewers for a team of 7K seats in the stadium and 30K in the city is a huge number. And this is the potential of the channel, of the digital channel, and what eSports is offering for everyone who wants to take the lead. Second successful story, I will go to Schalke 04, a bigger team from Germany. Look what happens when you Google Schalke 04 eSports in Google. You get the schedule of the team as you get the schedule of the first team on football. So they are competing with the leading teams on eSports. They are connecting with millennials very well. They get 25K new followers on Twitter. And you can see some of the sponsors on the right side of the account only for this channel. So they gain a new sponsoring deals through the eSports promotion. This is them in the standings of the League of Legends. They compete with the #1 teams in the world like Fnatic, G2, and so on. Finally, I will show SK Gaming partnership with FC Köln. SK Gaming is an eSports team. FC Köln is a traditional football team, and they are sharing the facilities. FC Köln is allowing the ski gaming professional players to train on their facilities when the training ground is free, because the eSports professional players, they also need nutrition assistance and physical activities. And FC Call gains a new partnership, which is very innovative and will help them in the digital channels. Now we are going to see some don'ts, and I will call it like leave the topic unattended. There is no club, no institution that cannot have a strategy for eSports. I will start with FC Barcelona. They promoted that they will play on eSports, in this case Pro Evolution Soccer, which is one of the largest football games in the world, promoted by Konami. Konami, which is the publisher of this game, is the official video gaming partner of FC Barcelona, and that's pretty cool. But the strategy of Barcelona is going into a game which is not really popular on eSports. In fact, here is the list that I prepared with the top 5 cross-platform games followed in the world. And as you can see, there is no football games. And the reason is, on eSports, only 2% of the viewers are looking after football or traditional basketball on digital. They prefer the tournaments and the games that are created for video game competitions since the beginning, like Counter-Strike, League of Legends, Dota 2, StarCraft, Heroes of a Storm, and so on. And those competitions are offering millions in prizes. Dota 2 is the largest prize pool actually, and they offer to the winners more than $1 million very easily in different tournaments. So clubs, when you address your eSports strategy, don't stick only to put one player to play on FIFA or Pro Evolution Soccer. That's all the style that is not innovative and that is not connecting with the millennial generation going into eSports. This is one of the examples. Banfield from Argentina. They let the eSports brand into the fans. They are using an unofficial logo, so they are destroying the messaging from marketing. They get only 700 followers online, and they also play FIFA on YouTube. They normally get 10 viewers per event. So that's nothing in this world, and the strategy should be different. Finally, I will show the case of Orange and ACB basketball. For those who are not familiar with, the ACB Basketball League is the second largest in the world after the NBA. So during many years, Orange, which is a telecommunication provider from France, was the main sponsor. You can see here Orange Arena with some cheerleaders, and they even broadcasted the games on orange.es and also in the TV. Last year, they decided to cancel the sponsoring on ACB by 100% and move it into eSports. Much cheaper return of the investment, because promoting the Spanish video gaming league was much cheaper than the ACB, and the results were much better. This is the new logo of the Spanish video gaming league promoted by Orange, and this is one of the events that they are organizing. This one is another one. And I open the question for panels. My conclusion is that you should have a strategy for eSports. As you can see from ACB case and Orange, the sponsors that are now on your club might move away if you don't have a clear digital strategy to connect with the millennials, because the brands are looking after the new generations. And if we don't showcase or innovation, if we are not innovative by default, we might be losing the lead. We are losing opportunities, and definitely we will not be leading this digital transformation on sports. Thank you for your attention. I'm open for any questions from the panel.
All right. Thank you very much, Federico. Quick question, Federico, if you can answer shortly. For a company, for a club that has done very little so far on esports, mainly did analysis, analyzing by paralyzing, or paralyzing by analyzing, as they say. What are the 3 main steps you will offer them to do right now in order to be in the right place in 2 years' time?
They definitely should define an eSports strategy, maybe by partnershiping or by creating an internal department, defining which titles they want to present the brand participating. I think the best way for a club to connect is to present professional players or semi-professional players as the same they do in other sports. Let's just imagine that some clubs are focused only on football, but there is many others who have football, basketball, swimming, and other activities. eSports will be a new activity for them. They should embrace it. They should promote it. They should adopt it as part of the marketing mix and help it to grow. There is different ways to do it. I have showcased some examples. Schalke 04 has completely different approach than SD Eibar. One is very big, the other one is very small, but they both are doing great work. So if you have a club, the potential of communication of your channel is much higher than any other brand, and you will be quickly succeeding in eSports if you promote yourself, because you already have this power, you already have a lot of fans and city community supporting you. I'm pretty sure there is a lot of opportunities out there for you.
Okay. Ruud from Ajax is asking, Federico, what do you think about synergy between football clubs and the activity around other games, not football, like League of Legends?
Yeah, I posted the answer in the chat box for anyone who wants to read later, but there is a huge crossover between sports and eSports and fantasy fans. They interact with most of the same content. It is not that the eSports person will not watch a football game. Myself, I'm a big fan of soccer, and I also watch some eSports, and that's a common topic for everyone. And they also engage with other entertainment products such as movies. And this marketing mix that Rob was talking before, when they study which TV programs, which radio programs are they looking after, is an exercise that we can do to any fan, to any customer fan, to target the audience properly. So then we will offer omni-channel engagement, targeted marketing campaigns. We don't want to spend money on marketing campaigns that are not meaningful to our fan. And even they are all, let's say, Chelsea fans, they are not look at the same, because a Chelsea fan based in India is completely different than a Chelsea fan based in London. Say this, for me, this huge crossover is also about engaging the brand, the football club brand, in the games which are not football based digitally. So League of Legends is one of the most popular, but look at the example that I showcased from SD Eibar, a small club. They go into 4 games that are popular in the region: Rocket League, Clash Royale, FIFA 2018, and League of Legends. Analyze your audience, analyze your market, and go through the games that are meaningful for the people surrounding your club at the moment.
Excellent. Thank you.